My hat! Hello and welcome back. So we are now going to go on to page 11. So these here from the previous video, again, it depends on the wheelbase that you're going to be running. We're not going to need them, so we're just going to put these off to the side. What makes the difference in the wheelbase, just so you know, is if you look at these arms, if you were to flip both the top and the bottom, you would shorten the wheelbase, or you leave them like this, and you have the longer wheelbase. So we don't need them. Now, we completed this, but we have to install the bumper first before these arms. You don't actually have to, but I am following the directions. So 21, you will need the foam, this foam here. And again, look for these steering. This is the front. So the foam is just going to sit in there. So these holes will go in here. And that is it. Once the foam is sat there, you're going to look for this piece here, which is on this parts tree. So it's this little butterfly right there. I'm just going to remove it. You don't need to trim it, but you can if you like. And this will just go on top, right here. And that is all. And for this, you're going to need some MA3 screws. MA3 screws, those are your silver screws, which you should have a lot of. So actually, I'm going to use these extras, and then I'm going to go to that other bag and grab those extras over there. And I only need 2. So we'll grab this, and you have 2 outer holes, 2 inner holes. They go in the inner holes, according to the diagram. So go ahead and attach them. Again, outer hole, inner hole. Goes in the inner hole. Inner, inner, right there. All right. The bumper is now attached. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and flip the chassis this way, just so I have the same orientation as the diagram. This will go here. And now you're going to attach your steering links. And links go up top. So for this, you have these metal bushings. Or spacers. You're going to end up using these. Let's see. Nope, they're bushings. You're going to be attaching it here. But something else that you're going to need is these long little screws. They are long set screws. And for these, you can just use the little Allen wrench that was provided. And these are going to go right in these rear holes right back here. So if you look at this, they're going to go, one of them goes in here, the other one goes in there. You're just going to drive these in with the Allen wrench. I want to use the Allen wrench, but no, I'm going to use my driver. To invest in quality tools, it makes builds much more enjoyable. Alright, do not over tighten. These will be, about half of it will be exposed, actually more than half of it, about 2/3 of it will be exposed. And you will feel once it wants to stop. Another reason why you should do it by hand. There we go, that is it. And this is a 1.5 millimeter driver, just in case you were wondering, which is the same size as the Allen wrench that was provided. All right, now that you have this is threaded, that is threaded. You can go ahead and thread these bushings on. And I am going to add a little bit of thread lock because these bushings should not rotate. The arm is actually going to rotate. These are going to rotate, not these. So these here, you're just going to grab them, and there's no difference. There's no top or bottom. Just going to grab it, and you're just going to thread them on until it hits the bottom. And then you're going to grab the other one. There you go. And you're going to thread this on. There we go. So at this point, you can now just drop these in. And they should move freely. So now you're going to grab one of the screws, and the screws that you need, these are MB2. And they look like this. And these are the black screws. Just grab 2 of those, and it's going to be attached to the rear hole here on the steering knuckle. So there's 2, there's a front and a rear. It's going to go on the rear. You can actually see it from there. So that one right there. All right. So that being said, go ahead and attach this. That is there. And we're going to attach one side first, and then we're going to check, make sure everything moves freely. Again, snug, doesn't have to be too tight. And let's see. Something's a little too tight. So is it this or is it this? Could be this. All right. And there we go. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. And we're just going to place this here, and then we will continue on with the next step, which will be on the following page. And there we're going to start installing the servo. So we need to have the servo handy. Let me just turn this right now so that I can use the screw here and leverage from this arm right on here. And there we go. We are finished. So that is it for the steering arms. Keep going too far over and then they kind of get stuck. There we go. All right, perfect. Until there. There we go. All right, and that was it. So we have completed the installation of this here. Now we can move on to the next page. So one of the things to note, this says about 5 millimeters. You can measure, it's very easy, but it kind of stops there and doesn't go further. These tools, don't worry about them. You're not going to need them here. You're going to need them in the future once you start doing the body and other things.